morning children, my name is Nagma and today I am going to deal with English first language 10th standard first lesson A Wrong Man in Workers Paradise written by Rabindranath Tagore. In this lesson the author has tried to convince the readers the importance of artists in a society. The expression and outcome of a creative person like a poet, painter or a musician need not be physical, but the people derive inspiration and pleasure from pursuing their work. This chapter tells the tale of an artist stuck in workers' paradise, where he is considered a man of mere no productivity. So to begin with, A Wrong Man in a Workers' Paradise, written by Rabindranath Tagore. The man had never believed in mere utility. Having had no useful work, he indulged in mad whims. He made little pieces of sculpture, men, women, castles, quaint earthen things dotted over the seashells. He painted thus. He wasted his time on all that was useless, needless. People laughed at him. At times, he owed to shake off his whims, but they lingered in his mind. So in the first line itself, the author has said, the man himself never believed in utility. So he is very much interested in doing paintings, music, this type of artistic things. Next paragraph speaks about what and all things he used to do. He used to do the sculptures of men, women and castles, and sometimes he used to paint on the seashells, and sometimes he used to do all such artistic things, and people used to laugh at him, thinking that his work is nothing but waste and useless. And these comments of the response of the people, it always, he used to shook off his shoulders, but these things always lingered in his mind. He had that people doesn't like my work. Some people, the author has given some beautiful example here. Some boys seldom ply their books and yet pass their test. A similar things had happened to this man. He spent his earth life in useless work, and yet after his death the gates of heaven opened wide for him. So in this third para, the author has said, an example is given about some people some students, some boys who never touch their books, who never indulge in reading or studying, but still they pass in the exam. Similarly, in this lesson, the hero of this hero of this lesson entered heaven. He spent his earth life in useless work, and yet after his death the gates of heaven opened wide for him. He went directly to heaven. But the moving fingers writes even in heaven. So it came to pass that the alien messenger who took charge of the man made a mistake and found him a place in workers' paradise. Here the author has said, the moving fingers writes. This sentence means the destiny. The destiny decided. The destiny had already decided this man will go to heaven. So the alien messenger who was in charge of this man, where to send him, in heaven or hell, these concepts. So this man was sent to workers' paradise. The alien messenger found a place in the workers' paradise. In this paradise you find everything except leisure. But unfortunately, in this paradise, this man was utterly misfit. In this paradise, the workers never indulge in leisure. They never indulge in leisure. They never take rest. They never waste their time. So in this next para they have said, here men say, God, we haven't a moment to spare. Women whisper, let's move on. Time is flying. All exclaim, time is precious. We have our hands full. We make use of every single minute. Think they sigh complainingly, yet those words make them happy and exalted. So the residents or inmates of the workers' paradise, they say that time is precious, we have no time to spend, and we don't have any time to spare. These are the things they used to talk about. And they feel happy. They used to feel happy while they say these words. But this newcomer, who had passed all his life on earth without doing a scrap of useful work, did not fit in the scheme of things in workers' paradise. He longed in the streets absently and jolted the hurrying men. He lay down in the green meadows or close to the fast-flowing stream and was taken to task by busy farmers. He was always in the way of others. So, this man who entered this paradise, he used to roam about in the paradise. He used to sleep in green meadows or fast flowing streams, and sometimes the farmers, the people used to scold him. He used to taken task by the farmers of the workers' paradise. A bursting girl went every day to silent torrent. Silent, since in the workers' paradise even a torrent wouldn't waste its energy singing. The girl went to fill her pitcher. The bursting girl, very busy girl, she used to hurriedly go to the silent torrent. Here the silent torrent, why it is said silent? Why it is silent? Silent to save its energy in singing. So the torrent itself doesn't want to waste its energy in singing. The girl's movement on the road was like the rapid movement of a skilled hand on the strings of a guitar. Her hair was carelessly done, inquisitive wisp deep often over her forehead, to peer at the dark wonders of her eye. The movement of a girl were very fast. She used to move very fast. Like the author has given the example of a skilled hand on the strings of a guitar. How a guitarian moves his hands on the strings of a guitar, the same way the girl used to move very fast. Her hair was carelessly done, inquisitive wisp weaved over her forehead to peer at the dark wonder of her eye. Like the author has described the natural beauty of the girl. The idler was standing by the stream. As a princess sees a lonely beggar and is filled with pity, so the girl of heaven saw this one and was filled with pity. In this paragraph, the author has said, the idler, he was just roaming about. He just saw this girl, and the girl thought like he is like a beggar. The one who doesn't have any work is compared to beggar here. Aha, she cried with concern. You have no work in hand, have you? The man sighed. Work, I have not a moment to spare for a work. The girl asked, don't you have any work to do? The man said, I don't have time to spare for the work. The girl did not understand his words and said, I shall spare some work for you to do if you like. If you like, the girl said, if you like, I would like to give some work to you. So the man replied, Girl of the silent torrent, all this time I have been waiting to take some work from your hands. Since long time, I am waiting for you to give some work to me. What kind of work would you like? The girl asked. What kind of work would you like? So, will you give me one of your picture? One that you can spare. Can you give me a picture that you have, that you can give me? No, I shall draw, she asked. A picture? You want to draw water from the torrent? So the girl got confused. What this man is asking, what he will do with the picture. She asked him, will you draw water from the pitcher? The man says, no, I shall draw pictures on your picture. I will draw pictures on your picture. The girl was annoyed. The girl got very angry. Pictures indeed, I have no time to waste on such as you. I am going. And she walked away. She got angry and she said, I don't have so much of time to spend on waste things like you asked for. But how could a busy person get the better of one who had nothing to do? Every day they met, and every day he said to the girl, Girl of the silent torrent, give me one of your clay picture. I shall draw pictures on it. So this man is very stubborn. He's so stubborn that somehow he wants to draw pictures on the picture. She yielded at last. After asking so many times, the girl said, Okay, I will give you my picture to draw. She gave him one of her pictures. The man started painting. He drew line after line. He put color after color. So he started painting the picture. When he had completed his work, the girl held up the picture and stared at its sides, her eyes puzzled. So after finishing the picture, the girl started looking at the pot like what it is, what kind of things these are. She wondered. Brows drawn, she asked. She raised her brows and she asked, what do they mean? All those lines and colors, what is their purpose? Does this picture has any purpose? The man laughed. Nothing. A picture may have no meaning and so no purpose. The man says, maybe a picture maybe not having any purpose, but it gives pleasure to your eyes, it gives pleasure to your soul. The girl went away with her picture. At home, away from prying eyes, she went to the home and she just away from all others' eyes, she held it in the light and turned it around and scanned the painting from all angles. After going home, she turned the pot around and tried to give some purpose or some meaning to that picture. At night, she moved out of her bed, lighted a lamp and scanned it again in silence. For the first time in her life, she had been something that had no meaning and no purpose at all. So here, now after seeing in daylight, she was not satisfied. Again, she started in the night, she got up again. Then again, she started scanning the picture. But in her life, so far, she had never seen a thing like that, which had no meaning and no purpose. But still, it gives pleasure, it gives some peace to the eyes and the soul. When she set out for the torrent the next day, her hurrying feet were a little less hurried than before, for a new sense seemed to have awakened in her, a sense that seemed to have no meaning and no purpose at all. This paragraph is very important. So hurrying feet were less hurried than before. So before she was very busy, very busy, and she used to rush to the torrent to draw water from the torrent. But this time, after seeing this picture on the picture, her hurrying feet became less hurried. She got impressed by the picture and she started thinking about the picture on the picture. For a new sense seemed to have awakened in her, a sense that seemed to have no meaning and no purpose at all. A new sense has seemed to have something had brought in her heart, that something is meaningless but still it gives some inspiration to the soul. She saw the painter standing by the torrent and asked in confusion, What do you want of me? What do you want of me? She asked. Only some more work from your hands. Then man said, Again, I want some more work from your hands. What kind of work would you like? What do you want now? Again, what kind of work? You finished the pictures on my picture. Now what more you want? Let me make a colored ribbon for your hair, he answered. I would like to color your ribbons. For what? Nothing, for nothing. Ribbons were made, bright with colors. The busy girl of Workers' Paradise had now to spend a lot of time every day tying the colored ribbons around her hair. The minutes slipped by, unutilized. Much work was left unfinished. So, Every day she used to tie her hair with the colored ribbons, and much of her work remained unutilized, and she started wasting her time in tying her hair. So many of the men in the workers' paradise also started the same thing. In workers' paradise, work had of late begun to suffer. Many persons who had been active before were now idle, wasting their precious time on useless things such as painting and sculpture. So this interest in art, painting and sculpture has spread to other people also of the workers' paradise, and the people of the workers' paradise started to do the same thing as this idle man used to do, and so many people started wasting their time in unutilized work which has no meaning and no purpose at all. The elders became anxious. A meeting was called. All agreed that such a state of affairs had so far been unknown in the history of the workers' paradise. So the elders of the workers' paradise started worrying about this matter. Their concern was much of the work is unfinished. People of the workers' paradise are indulging in unutilized work, and much of the work is remaining pending. The aerial passenger hurried in, bowed before the elders, and made a confession. So a meeting was called to understand what is going wrong in this workers' paradise. So this matter was sent. This message was also sent to the aerial messenger who had brought this man to the workers' paradise. The aerial messenger confessed before the elders that it was he who has brought this man in the workers' paradise. Sorry. I brought a wrong man into this paradise, he said. It's all because of him. Whatever is going on in this paradise is just because of this wrong man who is in the workers' paradise. The man was summoned. So elders have summoned this man. They called him to the meeting. As he came, the elders saw his fantastic dress, his quaint brushes, his paints, and they knew at once that he was not the right sort of person to in the workers' paradise. So when they saw him, they understood that this man doesn't suit our workers' paradise. He should once go out of this workers' paradise. Stiffly, the president said, very angrily and very stiffly, without caring. He said, "This is no place for the like of you. You must leave. This is not place for the people like you. You must leave." The man sighed in relief and gathered up his brush and paints. But as he was about to go, the girl of the silent torrent came up, tripping, and cried, "Wait a moment, I shall come with you." So he was about to go with his paints and brushes. Suddenly, the girl appears and says, "I too want to come with you." So the elders gasped in surprise. Never before had a thing like this happened in workers' paradise, a thing that had no meaning and no purpose at all. So far in the workers' paradise, the work which had no meaning, no sense, got importance. This girl who was very busy, she never used to waste her time in useless things. She went with that man, the man who spent all his life on the earth in wasteful things, and even in the workers' paradise, he spoiled others, he wasted his time, and all the work was pending in the workers' paradise. Still, he was given some importance here. So, author at the end wants to convince the readers that if we need to force some meaning out of something, then the meaning of life to be lived, a life of utter beauty and joy. So to give meaning to our life, we should indulge in leisure and culture, this painting and everything that gives some meaning to our life. I hope you have understood this lesson. Thank you.